The health of your cells is really the health of your body. If you keep your cells healthy, your body is going to be healthy as well. I'm Dr. Blair Masters, and I wanted to go into this subject just in a little more detail and give you kind of an understanding of how your body works and use kind of a metaphor that goes along with that. Your cells need oxygen, obviously, healthy nutrition, fast internet service, we'll talk about this, a powerful electrical grid, good sewer system, and a strong police force. Now, ample oxygen. This is vital, and really, it's the thing your body can least afford to live without. You can go about 3 minutes before really bad things start to happen. The best way to get the best amount is with exercise. And the type of exercise that I recommend is called high intensity interval training. And I have other videos that will link at the end of this video so that you can click on those that talk about high intensity interval training and how it really is helpful. Healthy nutrition. This is a raw food pyramid. I wouldn't say this covers everything that's needed, but things like water are at the very bottom, leafy greens, fruits and vegetables, sprouts and legumes, nuts and seeds, and we're having less and less of them as we go up, and then herbs, microgreens, juicing type grasses like barley and that sort of thing, really good for you. And then medicinal foods like seaweed, nutritional yeast, this sort of thing. These are all things that are great. Now, something that's not on this list that I advocate quite a bit, and that is eating good quality meat as well. Meat gives you lots of good calories and has lots of benefits of it for it, but they don't have much in the way of nutritional value from a nutrient standpoint. Whereas fruits and vegetables in particular, have lots and lots of that. So if you're in a situation where you're eating lots of veggies and a fair amount of meat, you're getting the calories that you need and also the nutrition that you need. So lots of benefits there. Another thing your body needs is really good internet. And what do I mean by that? Internet for the body, what are we talking about? Well, what I'm talking about is your nervous system. Your nervous system controls and coordinates all the systems and organs and tissues of the body. And if you don't have a good nervous system, then you're not going to be in a situation where things function properly. Without this, things kind of go downhill in a hurry. Your cells require function. They require to function as a society to work together, kind of like a small city as well. But you can see this person here has a nerve that's cut off to this leg, but they have a normal nerve supply to this leg, and you can see what happens to their leg. I have a patient who is a big guy. He's a big burly guy, but he ended up with a bad pinched nerve in his back long before he ever came to see me. He never ended up getting surgery. I think he probably should have had it. And one leg, one calf is enormous, big, healthy looking, and the other one is honestly about as thin as my forearm. So really, you can see a dramatic difference in one leg and the other when you get a nerve supply that's cut off or not functioning properly to that. So vital to have good internet or a healthy nervous system. A powerful electrical grid, and I kind of think of this like your acupuncture system. There is an electrical charge across every cell's cell membrane, or the wall of the cell is what they call it. And if you don't have a healthy electrical charge, then the cell can't function properly. And whatever that cell is supposed to do in your body isn't getting done as well as it should. And again, if this happens with one or two cells, no big deal. But if it starts happening with an entire organ, you're going to have some significant malfunctions with that organ. And we need to have this in a situation where these cells are strong and healthy. When you take all of this voltage that occurs across the cell membrane, and you add it up over the entire body, then this is really the acupuncture system. Your acupuncture system is a system of control and coordination that's kind of functions below your conscious level. You know, your nervous system, well, you can say, okay, raise my arm, and your arm raises up. you can't control your acupuncture system in the same way that you control your nervous system, but it is every bit as vital. It helps control the organs and systems and tissues and digest your food and keeps your heart beating and keeps your blood circulating and this sort of thing. So this system is just as important as the nervous system. You also need an excellent police force, and this is your immune system. It is there to protect and to serve, just like the police force in any good city. The other cells of the body, it helps eliminate invaders and clean up debris and toxins from maybe a trauma or cells that normally die in the course of everyday living. However, your immune system really has to be kind of like Goldilocks porridge. You remember the story of the three bears, and Goldilocks, she found one that was too hot and one that was too cold and one that was just right. Well, that's the same way that the immune system needs to function. If you have too high of immune system function and you have an overactive immune system, and there's a number of reasons for this, but that can cause problems with like autoimmune diseases, where your body starts to recognize your own cells as being foreign, so it starts to attack them. But you also don't want a weak or under-functioning immune system either, because then you're susceptible to anything that comes along. And that can be just as big of a problem or even more of a problem than the other one in some cases. So your immune system has to be just right, just in the middle. Also, you need a good sewer system. Every cell in your body makes energy, and that energy produces waste. And some of that waste is expelled like as carbon dioxide as we breathe out and that sort of thing. But much of it is taken up by the lymph system. The liver deals with a lot of those different toxins and that sort of thing. And of course, the colon. And if your colon's not working right, that's obviously part of your kind of waste elimination system. If that's not working right, you've got some significant problems in your body that are going to start showing up fairly quickly. Any one of these working inefficiently can cause a overabundance of toxins in the body that need to be taken care of. Just like houses in a city, cells need all of these things to function properly. When one house doesn't work properly, then you're not going to notice it necessarily. But if an entire neighborhood starts to malfunction, then you're going to start to notice it. An entire organ, oh, the kidneys don't work right, and you start to have problems with that. Or your liver or gallbladder doesn't work right, and you start to have issues there. And that can cascade to other organs and systems not working properly either. And who's in charge of your city? Well, your mayor. Your mayor's in charge of your city. Who's the mayor of your city? Well, you are. And it's a lifetime appointment. You can't get out of it. I'm really sorry. You're responsible for how your body is working. And you might consult with people from the outside to get their advice and how to improve the function of your city or your body, but really you're in charge. And you need to pay attention and recognize when things aren't going right so you can take steps. And things are better than they've ever been in regards to this, I think. There's more vitamins and nutrients available, more minerals, vitamins, herbs that you can take that you can get abundantly at health food stores or on the internet, and do some research. You can really get lots of information to help improve your health. And one of the great advantages of taking vitamins and herbs and that sort of thing is, for the most part, let's say you're completely wrong. You're on the internet, you look up your symptoms, and you think, I need to take more vitamin C. Well, what happens if you're wrong? Really? Oh, well, I took too much vitamin C. When was the last time somebody got hurt by that? It just never happens. So you've got lots of advantages to approaching your health in this manner. The mayor's responsible for consulting with specialists if things don't work right and you need a little bit of extra help as well. But you're the mayor of your body, and it's a lifetime appointment, and you're not getting out of it. So Take that responsibility seriously. These ladies are gossiping. No, they're not gossiping. They're networking. I think of these as like cells in your body, and they say, have you heard the gossip? Well, you don't want to go to that neighborhood, that Oregon, at night because it's rough over there. Things are not going right. Well, geez, I heard you don't want to go to that neighborhood at all. Oh, yeah, well, I heard there's an infection going on over there. Really? Why aren't the police, our immune system, doing anything about it? Well, they're trying, but their funding's been cut. Really? My goodness. Well, yeah. Did you know that the city, the body, has been eating a lot of fast food lately, and it just doesn't have the energy to fight that infection? So what do you do about it? Well, improving your health is one of the number one things that you can do. There's lots of things that you can do for practically any health problem that is out there. And if you need a little bit of extra help with that, let us know. We're here to help you with it for sure. So how do you improve and maintain the healthier city, your body? One of the number one things you can do is eat better. We talked about that at the beginning of this presentation, but I recommend a Paleolithic diet. You can look that up on the internet, but it's basically how Paleolithic man, or like cavemen, ate at the beginning of when we were evolving into what we are today. This is probably the number one step you can take. There's almost nothing you can do for your health that is more important than what you put in your mouth 3 meals a day, every day of the year. And it is vital. It'll improve your health immensely, or it will take away your health, depending on what decisions you make there. It's important eating healthy. It just can't be overstated how important it is. Any cheating is recognized by your body almost immediately. Something in your body is going to be adapting to it. Oh, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to have that soda pop that I really love. Well, your pancreas knows it right away, and it says, geez, what are you doing to me? That's a ton of sugar that you're putting down your gullet, and I've got to deal with it. Your pancreas, the pancreas neighborhood, can only handle that for so long before it starts to go south and you end up with diabetes or something along those lines. And any cheating is recognized by your body and immediately exploited by your body's enemies. You've got enemies inside you. They're normal in there. We all have viruses that we're exposed to as a kid that's been around, such as the shingles virus is the chickenpox virus that maybe you got when you were a kid. Well, that reemerges. It's waiting around, and it reemerges when your body is unhealthy in some way. Most of the time, people have shingles when they get older, and their immune system gets beat down a little bit, and the shingles virus says, we've been waiting for this for a long time, and it reemerges. Well, you can keep that from happening by doing a number of things that help improve the health of your body. I brought up viruses, but candida, bacteria, heart disease isn't really like a virus, but it is related to lifestyle, such as is diabetes, Alzheimer's, stroke, and cancer. They're all lifestyle type diseases. Get your blood analyzed by a functional health expert. We do this here at our office, and your doctor's blood tests only tell you after there's a problem. What they do is they say, okay, 2% on each edge are a real issue. Everybody else in the middle is not going to be considered outside of normal range. So you could be right here, barely inside the normal range, and they say, oh, you're normal. Well, you just take one misstep and you're gonna pop outside the normal range and start having some significant health problems. You're already having significant health problems. The doctor just hasn't recognized it yet. There's lots of things you can do from a functional health analysis. This is kind of like looking 5 or 10 years down the road and saying, okay, if you don't make changes, this and this and this are going to happen. And if you do these things now, then you're not going to have these health problems such as I talked about here: diabetes, Alzheimer's, stroke, heart disease, cancer, that sort of thing. You can actually prevent that stuff if you take steps while you're healthy to maintain your health and improve your health, your immune system, your elimination system, all your nervous system, your acupuncture system, those sorts of things. Exercise. Exercise is the universal prescription. The only thing that exercise doesn't help is like a broken leg. You shouldn't be exercising on a broken leg or a broken arm, something like that. But it helps practically everything else. And any exercise is better than no exercise. I've again got some videos that I'll be referencing down in the description, and about some really easy, quick ways that you can exercise, fit it into your daily routine. It doesn't take even any extra time out. You just have to get up and do it, and you will feel so much better. I guarantee it. High intensity interval training is really the best. Best for your heart, your oxygen supply, your muscle health. With high intensity interval training, bursts of intense exercise are performed intermittently during lower intensity exercises. And you can do this with walking, you can do it with running, you can do it with swimming, you can do it with weightlifting, you can do it with dancing, you can do it with any kind of exercise. And it is really, really good for you. If you experience things like fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, autoimmune disease, digestive issues, joint problems, any kind of health problem that's not responding to the types of treatments that you've been getting, if you've been told, hey, you're just going to have to learn to live with it, sorry, that's your doctor saying, I don't know what else to do, and I don't know what to do. So don't put up with that. There's lots and lots of steps that you can take that will make an enormous difference in your health. We just have to figure out what those are. Call for a free consultation. I am happy to sit down and talk to you about options and where you can go from here with your health and what it would take to get it improved. So anyway, I really appreciate you listening, and I hope this was helpful.